That's you. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. It wouldn't be anyone else. It has to be you.
Oh.
How are you doing?
Yeah, really good. Thank you very much. Yeah, pleased to be back chatting with you and Laurie. And I've sifted through my dice and unsurprisingly have one with a tiny dinosaur inside ready for roll for insight. So.
Inside. So it's like an
Yeah,
egg.
I don't know if it will show up on the thing because it's a D20, so it's a bit. Can you see the tiny triceratops inside the dice?
That's like that makes me feel sad for is it John Hammond, because like he just had like a walking stick with his. He could have had like little mosquito flies in the shape of D20 die. That would have been amazing.
But that's why I'm googling as soon as we're finished talking here. I mean, I bet you could get like a D20 dice set made out of amber, but I bet it was expensive.
Yeah, probably.
And then you need one like big, so it goes on a staff.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a cane. I guess he's not a wizard.
I mean, that was his problem. That was where he fell short.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, anybody who opens a dinosaur theme park has to be a wizard. It's like for health and safety reasons. Like, yeah.
Little known facts about Jurassic Park. He was actually a wizard.
Yeah. Nothing about frog DNA. Just John Hammond going like random spells. Like that's it. Yeah. And of course, joining us is the amazing author of Babies with Rabies and the editor-in-chief of ASAP Imagination, soon to be CEO. It is L.A. Cunningham. Laurie, how are you doing?
I'm great. I will never be CEO. I don't want that responsibility.
I'm gonna make you CEO by the end. By the end of next week, that's it. That's all you're gonna be. Like, no, it's lovely to have you with us to play Roll for Insight. Alex, can you explain the rules?
I hope so. So essentially, we have a nice list of 20 questions, some of which are very deep and insightful, some of which are just a bit silly. And we all have our D20, our 20-sided dice ready to go. And we will roll for those. And the number will tell us which question that we have to ask and answer. So it's just going to be a bit of a fun way to do a bit of Q&A.
Amazing. So Laurie, if you have your dice, would you please roll?
I do. 7.
7. Oh, this is a controversial question.
Oh, good.
Which is superior, Mary Poppins or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
The songs?
No, just which is superior. Just like the superior movie, the superior songs, the superior everything.
So this may be controversial. I don't know if I've seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So, Mary Poppins. Of course, Mary Poppins and the original.
Laurie's going straight in for Poppins. I mean, Alex, where do you stand on this?
Yeah, I was probably going to go for Poppins as well. I feel like that's, they're both classics, obviously. But yeah, I think Mary Poppins is, I don't know, more self-contained in a way, which I like. And I've seen, what is coming to my mind is a remix of somebody did of the Mary Poppins, or they sort of cut a trailer together for Mary Poppins, and they made it just really slow and put like haunting horror music over it. So it was like Mary Poppins, the horror movie with, her just descending from the sky as a silhouette. So that's also one of my reasons for going for that one. What about you, Frasier? We've got 2 for Mary Poppins.
This is why it's controversial, guys. Because, like, and don't get me wrong, I love Mary Poppins. Now, we all love Mary Poppins. Everyone does. It's the law. But Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is like, oh, man, Laurie, how have you not seen it?
I don't know. And for all I know, I have seen it. I just don't remember.
It's just the best. It's got like amazing songs. It's got the child catcher, which will haunt children's nightmares as it should.
I'll
It's
watch
like
that with my kids tonight.
totally. It's the best. It's like it makes them not accept candy from strangers, which is I mean, what better lesson is that? Like, Mary Poppins is turning everything into a game, and there's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang teaching them useful like life lessons. But yeah, just I love Chitty. It's got a flying car.
There's the movie that learns through fun, and then the movie that learns through fear, and you're into the fear.
Yeah,
I feel like one of those will have more of a lasting impression, to be fair. So.
Yeah. No, it's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang all the way. There is Hushabye Mountain So, random fact here: my mum used to sing that song to me to get me to sleep when I was very little, and I sang that song to get my little one to sleep. So it's kind of like nothing. Mary Poppins can't touch childhood nostalgia in the way that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang can for me. So I'm sorry, I'm going for Flying Car. Leave in the comments whose team are you on? Are you on Team Laurie and Alex, or are you on Team Frasier? Because I'm not gonna lie. The reason that this question is on there is basically to settle a domestic dispute. So if people are on board with Mary Poppins, it's got serious consequences, guys. So
I feel like this is the best way to air and solve all domestic.
Honey, YouTube says.
Yeah.
YouTube's always right.
Well, at the minute, it would paint me out as being in the wrong. So I'll concede to Poppins this round. But Laurie, honestly, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is a classic.
I'll add it to my list.
It is. Yeah. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Alex, do you want to roll?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, let's go. 16.
16. Who is your biggest writing influence? So let's start with Alex and then move to Laurie. So who is your biggest writing influence?
Probably off the top of my head, Steven Erikson of Malazan fame. I'm having to say that out loud in public for the first time. In my head, it's always been Malazan, and then I got like the audiobook. I was like, this is not how I say that word in my head.
Is it not Malazan? Is it?
I think it's Malazan. Like I got the audiobook, and it's like Malazan. It's the emphasis is very different to how I've always said Malazan. So it's 2-1 with the audiobook and me and Frasier saying the other way. So we're winning at the moment. But yeah, I think the epic scope and stuff, and the deep time, like the aspects of deep time that he has in his series as well, the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. I know the series isn't for everyone, so I don't go around recommending it for everybody, but I very, very much enjoyed it. And yes, the scope feels, a lot of fantasy has like, oh, it's 2,000 years ago, and then you've got like Malazan was like, yeah, well, this is like 10,000 years ago, and they've been existing since the last ice age, which just really gets the creative juices flowing for me. So I think that's it. And there's so many books to get stuck in, and it's when you get like a series and you just like, I just want to exist in that world a little bit more, not like physically actually, because that would be very dangerous, but like as a reader. And that's usually Malazan for me. So what about you guys?
Laurie, who's your biggest writing influence?
The person who made me want to be a writer, like, so I have a whole bunch of childhood books and stuff that I like love and I could probably credit, but like V.E. Schwab is kind of like the one who I was like, I want to like write like this, like her like Darker Shades of Magic, or I think it's Shades of Magic trilogy, and I guess it's more books now to be fair, but that was kind of like what made me like start wanting to like, I want to write like this and like be this kind of author. She was always just like very transparent about her journey and like the ups and downs, and plus her stories were great, so I'm like, yeah, she was like very much like so much so she was my first where's my camera, first author tattoo. First book tattoo.
That rocks. How many book tattoos have you got?
Just 2, to be fair. So like, I guess I don't know if you consider this 2. Again, find my camera. So like this part is from her book. So this is the book that made me want to be a writer, and this is from the book that made me a writer. So I combined 2 into 1.
That's awesome. I love it. I love that. That symbol's so cool. As soon as I saw the symbol, I was like, that's Maximilian. Yeah, that's really cool. In terms of writing influences, I think that the writers who I want to be like in my storytelling are all writers who I don't write anything like. So, but I would love to write like that, and I aspire to write like that one day. So it's authors like Elia Whiteley and Pung Shepherd, and just amazing writers. People like that. I just love their books. I love their brand of weird. That is just kind of like speaks straight. You don't read their stories in your head. You just read them in like a different place that you're just in. I love that. I love those guys. So yeah. And of course, and Alex S. Bradshaw and Laurie Cunningham. You know, those are my. Yeah.
Oh, this is like the
you know
at the end when somebody's what would you do when you win the lottery, and then the fifth person says like, I'd give £3 million to charity, and then we all look like terrible people.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna correct it. I'm gonna accept that I'm terrible. Whatever.
I had my instincts, and you know what?
You know who I don't want to write like? Which way are you?
Yeah, nobody wants to write me. Trust me. Like, no, it's hey, if you did win the lottery though, like you were totally Batman problem fixed, right? And you'd have enough space to be able to like put them. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right. I'm rolling. So I'm rolling, and I got a 10. So the 10 is. Do you have a desk and office chair where you write? And if so, how many swivels do you estimate to have made on your office chair? So for me, I write everywhere. I am on a chair right now that swivels, but this is not where I write. But on this chair, I think I'm probably in the teens. I haven't swiveled all that much on it. So what about you, Laurie? Where do you write?
I also write everywhere. I don't have I have a desk, but it's usually just covered in stuff. So I feel like I write on the couch, the kitchen table, and like this, like where I'm right now is like where I typically do like podcasts and stuff. And it has a swivel chair. So, but do I need like the amount of swivels I've done like today or like in my lifetime? What's the swivel quantity we're looking for here?
We're looking, well, how many, because like, imagine if you had like a swivel tracker. That would be so good. Someone needs to make that as an app, right?
I was just imagining that you're going to now put like some post-its up or something. Say, oh, that's another swivel. Better mark another on the swivel counter.
Just the most useful statistic.
How many swivels has that chair done, Laurie? What do you think? Like, if we're talking in terms of chairs, that chair.
Oh, I think we've had this chair for a while. Thousands. Let's say 1,326.
That's an impressive amount of swivels.
It's like the jelly bean jar. Guessing. You gotta be specific, otherwise the cop out.
Hey, and 13 is half of 26. So this like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's like the perfect number of swivels. What about you? Where do you write, Alex?
A little bit of up and down. I've got this desk I do write at, and then sometimes at the table, the dining room or kitchen table type thing downstairs. None of which are swivel chairs, I'm afraid. So my swivel count is the big fat 0. This desk is a sit-stand desk, so I'm either at this kneeling chair, which has like got a bit of a rock on it, or I'm standing up, which so just to prove it, because I know you don't believe me, is that the desk does move.
Wow.
So there we go.
I like the sound like in the back too.
Yeah.
Just living in a robotic house.
Yeah.
I think Alex just proved he has the power to shrink. He's Ant-Man.
Yeah, no, it's not unless I've got the power to shrink. I've just never grown. That's all.
That really slow elevator where you're like, I'm sitting down. That was a really bad way. Actually, I got nowhere to go.
Yeah, I've got no swivels, but a few hops from foot to foot here and there.
I like it. Do you think it's important to have like somewhere to be creative, or do you think that it's more important just to snatch creativity when it comes wherever you are? I'm gonna ask Laurie. I'm gonna just with the dead silence. I'm gonna have to say a name, but Laurie, what do you think?
You know what? I think that there is value in having a place to be creative and like kind of disconnect from life and kind of check out from everything else so you can like really focus. That being said, I don't have that. so I think there's also really value in just being flexible and grabbing what moments and you can when and where you can.
Yeah, that's wise. I like that. It's right on the fence, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's like. And what about you, Alex? What do you think?
I think I agree with Laurie. Really, it's good to have a space that you can like work in, that you have just for that sort of. If you are able to just have it for that activity, or writing adjacent things, then when you go to that space, your brain's immediately going to be, hopefully hopping with creative juices, but equally having that you don't. Yeah, not having that space is obviously fine, and just finding whatever spaces you have, like which it might be a kitchen table or something like that, is also good. Like I use this space here is also where I obviously chat to you guys or chat to my friends when we play D&D and stuff. So it's can be harder if you've got that space that you use for other things to get into the mindset of creating specifically. So I think it's good to have a space if you can, but equally perhaps the more useful skill is being able to get into the creative mindset wherever you can find it, find their space for it.
Yeah. I have a friend who, as soon as they put on their headphones, no matter where they are, they're in their creative space because they always write in headphones. I think that's really cool. Something that you can take with you, but that's also, you can, that's like crafting their space. I would love for my creative space to be Disney World. So, because then I'd just be like, we're going for a writing trip, hun. It's like, yeah, that would be great. Laurie, it's your turn to roll, and this is the speed round. So fast questions, fast answers.
Okay. 20.
20.
Ooh.
Oh, if your main character had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh, I have to think of who my main character is.
Let's go Sister Grimm.
All right, go Sister Grimm.
Yeah.
There's a Paint It Black song that's not the original Paint It Black. That's like some woman, and I can't remember her name. I can't think of her name, but I'm going with that.
Amazing. The random ladies cover of Paint It Black.
She's well known. I don't know.
I love it. What about you, Alex?
I'm not sure now. All songs have gone out of my head completely, and the only one I can think of is the circus song, which is not correct in any way. And I think that's just the sound my brain makes when it is blank. So I'm not really sure. It's also it's a multi-POV epic fantasy, so I'm not sure what I would who I can cast the main character. So we're gonna go. They're all gonna have the clown music, and or if I can have the Jurassic Park theme song, that's fine. That'll do. That's a little bit more on trend.
Jurassic Park theme song.
Yeah.
Sure. Please let's just go back to. I would love. Can you imagine if Jurassic Park had been the circus music? Like that would have been so good. Like,
well, I found out recently that the name of that song is. I'm gonna look at it, but it was like a military march originally. It wasn't like made
going to war.
Yeah, I think the guy was like whoever made it was actually kind of just experimenting with new kinds of like they had like new valves for the music, so he wanted to get some quick music, but it's called like Entrance of the Gladiators. And then it's just now no one knows the name of the song, no one knows the name of the composer. It's just circus music.
I just love the idea that you've got this like Entrance of the Gladiators, and then you've got like I just oh man,
just
Gladiator 3.
All of these soldiers with bayonets just coming out of any car to slaughter the enemy.
Those who are about to die salute you and spray you with seltzer water.
Yeah.
Just flowers with acid. This feels like an idea.
Sorry. What about you, Frasier? Hopefully you have a more sensible suggestion than I do.
I'm now going circus theme for everything. It covers all boxes.
Yeah.
Now for my next book that's coming out in September, I think I'm gonna go with Daft Punk and with Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, because it's kind of like it kind of fits the vibe of who the main character in that book is. So yeah, I kind of like it. It's because it's robotic, right? It's like the harder, better, like that in it. So
I feel like you're the only one who answered this question properly. Who's the artist and the name? Check.
I could have gone with like the random woman who covers that song, but instead I'm going with the...
I looked it up. It's Kiara. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's a C.
Perfect. What we want is a random lady version of the circus theme. That's what we want. Like, yeah.
I did.
Super
I
moody
kind of
and
do want to.
fantasy epic.
Yeah, I do want to like hear a version of it that is, I don't know, like slowed down and like epic choral. I don't know, like maybe Gregorian chant version. Like this stuff got to exist.
Oh, you know when they change
Music
songs
version.
and play them in minor chords? I feel like you need circus song in the sad minor chords.
Every gladiator.
That's what it'd be, right?
That surely exists for like horror movies. I'm sure that already exists.
Yeah.
Like it has a very like creepy ice cream truck vibe. Full of clowns and soldiers with bayonets.
Oh no, just like driving over no man's land. It's just this bullet-ridden, like pock-marked ice cream van, and just the dread as the circus theme in the minor key comes out over the barbed wire, and out steps the clowns and soldiers.
You know,
You know it's all over.
I'm just picturing how that would be like with them coming out over the trenches, all just dressed as clowns. That would just be the most awful visual ever, right?
This feels like alternate universe dystopian, like the Purge. It's kind of like the Purge, and like what's that like Twisted Metal?
Oh yeah.
Alex, would you like to roll?
Yeah, we get away from this as fast as we can. Oh no, from 20 to 1.
Number 1. Okay. If you were to have 3 authors, alive or dead, to a dinner party, what would you cook them, and which of them is most likely to need something gluten-free?
What would I cook them? Like it was just like my skill level.
Yeah.
So that sort of restricts it quite a lot. Like a tagine, like yeah, like that's. I mean, I feel like that's fairly low maintenance. You just kind of like keep it bubbling away, and you can kind of check on it without, and then you get to have more conversation, and then just some like goo pots at the end, the little like cheesecake desserts that come in glass balls because they feel fancy, but I don't have to do anything. I also have to think of the 3 authors. Well, are either of you 2 gluten-free?
Nope.
I am very, very. If I eat gluten, I explode. So that's the.
Okay. So, and that's not the entertainment. Yeah, that's not the entertainment. It's not you exploding.
Our final act.
Yeah.
You just send him in with the white, like the Trojan horse.
Yeah, so I think Frasier's probably the one that's most likely to be gluten-free. What about you, Laurie?
So I like doing kind of like hands-on like interactive meals with people I don't know very well. I don't know what can I cook though. I feel like maybe like a taco bar kind of thing would be like all right, because then it's like everyone's like reaching in and doing stuff. And then it's just I have to pick 3 authors.
Hey, this is like everyone gets the 3 author question all the time. So like this is like you can pick it if you want, but you can avoid it if you like because
all right. I'd bring in is it Douglas Adams? I have to think of author names now. I'm not good at names. Douglas Adams. Probably he's dead. Probably not concerned about gluten. I probably V. Schwab, do you want to meet your heroes in real life? I don't know, but perhaps her. And then let's bring in I guess we could let's bring in Alan Moore. Throw in a weird mix there. I feel like he's secretly gluten-free.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? It's got to be. It's like the beard repels gluten. That's what it is.
Basically. All that gluten makes him irritable and
I could believe
anti-establishment.
I could like believe that gluten is like Alan Moore's kryptonite. Like that is something that I would not like. Just wouldn't bat an eye. It's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
For years, he's been trying to like get it into a comic book, and everybody's like, "No, Alan, gluten is not the bad guy."
All of his books are just secretly about gluten. If you really peel back the layers, the bad guy's always gluten.
Watchmen is basically a recipe book. That's like.
If you read it backwards every fourth page.
I think that I would like to cook them fajitas because I think it's like it'd be cool to get them all dipping in and seeing which of them is the greediest. That would be my secret like little sort of like yeah. And then for pudding, I'd do like probably like this slow cooker chocolate orange cake, which is like just tastes like amazing, but it's just easy because you just put it in the middle and everyone just dibs in what they want because then you don't have to worry about portion size. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure that H.G. Wells was gluten-free without realizing it. So I'd be doing him a favor by being like, because again, like the beard, like there you go, H.G. You know, you can, yeah, sans gluten for you. Let me. Oh, number 10, we've rolled that already. Number 3. Do you have a favorite font? Laurie, do you have a favorite font?
Not specifically. Like, I feel like I just draft in like Arial or like whatever. I don't actually, Arial's not the default on Word. I think it's like Calibri or something. But they're really similar. So those. Excuse me.
What about you, Alex?
Obviously, a big fan of Garamond. Obviously. It's a good strong font. And I used a font for my first book called Crimson Prose. It's in the copyright page. Let me check. And I thought it was kind of nice. But yeah, Crimson Text. And then when I went to do my second book in the same text, I don't know if it was the program I was using or something. Oh, it was the italics. It couldn't cope with that. So every time I like wrote the letter D in italics, there are quite a lot of like italicized portions in my second book. It just had like a circle. So it just like a little dot instead of the T. So I was like, oh, good. And this was like my final thing of proofreading on it. Like I've edited the book. I've gone through like and proofread it, then put it into the final PDF. And then it basically didn't show up when I proofread it on my screen until I got a physical proof copy of it. And then I was like, oh, good, this doesn't work at all. This doesn't work. So I had to change the font. And then that meant I had to retypeset the whole book because the font I picked, I can't remember what it was now, it was very similar, but obviously wasn't exactly the same. So then like all the kerning was off. So my least favorite font is Crimson Text, basically. So yeah, that's my very long-winded answer to that. What about you, Frasier? Do you have a favorite font?
So I, like Laurie, I write in Arial, but then I convert it into, because I use Google Docs mainly, so I convert it into Spectral, and then it's quite handy for being able to catch loads of stuff that you might miss. So I like converting between fonts, but my final font on Google Docs is usually Spectral, and then there isn't Spectral in Word, so you either have to import it or you have to find like the one that's closest to it. So there is a font in Word that is very close to Spectral, but I can't remember what it's called. If anybody knows it, any of you font nerds out there want to hit me up with like the name of it, just pop it in the comments. But yeah, I'm a big Spectral fan because I think it's like it's classy, but it's like you can tell that it's like SFF related without it being too far away from normal. So I like it.
And I think you slipped in a very good writing tip there as well, just very casually saying you write in one font and then change it. Because I think that's a very simple thing people can do to, when you reread your text, like change the font from whatever you've drafted it in, and it just flicks a little switch in your brain that you're not doing the writing, you're doing editing. So just, making sure people don't miss that absolute kernel of gold wisdom that you just dropped like like it was nothing.
All my wisdom is accidental. You know this by now, Alex, right? It's never on purpose.
I feel like it's Easter eggs, you're just like, if you're paying attention to it, it's there. But it's all very deliberate. You're just very subtle with it.
Laurie, for this final round, we all roll, and then you, as the guest, get to choose which number you would like.
So I accidentally lost my dice. I have to get it back.
On the count of 3, let me know when you got it, and we'll all roll together.
All right, it's okay. Got it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, roll. Okay, I rolled a 2.
14.
I have a 19. I think we haven't done any of those, right?
Ooh, yeah, all fresh.
I'm gonna go 14.
14. Ooh. And this is a writing question. So, what software do you use to write, and what is the best feature of it?
I just use Word typically, sometimes pen and paper, and sometimes Google Docs. Um, I think the best feature is Google Docs. The best feature is that it's on my computer and my phone. Word I like because it's very like there's way more options for like formatting and stuff. And then I feel like I said something else. Oh, pen and paper. Pen and paper is like also very portable.
That's cool. And what about you, Alex?
I'm currently using Google Docs to draft, and as you say, Laurie, it's sort of. I think the reason I've sort of switched to that is because I was using Scrivener, and which has got a lot of functionality and was very good for sort of swapping scenes around and things like that. But I was finding that I was trying to sync the files up on like Dropbox, and I was having like it wasn't quite doing it, or I was trying to write on the go, and it wasn't connected to the internet, so I'd have like two different versions of it, and you've only tweaked it a little bit, and you can't quite remember what you tweaked, and blah blah blah. So writing in Google Docs, when you open it, you open the latest version, and that is that, and you can open it on whatever you've got, and it doesn't need to sync. You don't need to wait for 20 minutes while the Dropbox syncs. So I think that's very good. For me currently, that's my go-to.
That's awesome. I'm Google Docs all the way, but I'm also trying out Campfire, and that's kind of like Scrivener adjacent, and that's really good. I'm enjoying using that for one of my projects. But I'm like Laurie. There's some projects I can only write in pen and paper and then just convert into like type it all up. But I think the best feature because I snatch time when I write is basically it's got to have that thing where it can be across devices, and especially with editing, because I will write on one and then I'll edit on a different one. So like sometimes I write on my phone and then I edit on my computer, or vice versa. So like I find it useful to switch that up for that. So again, I catch more. But yeah, that's the best feature has to be across devices. You're all on the same file.
Yeah,
definitely.
How profesh was that? It's like we've gone from like clowns on the trenches to like, yes, make sure that you got access to the most current file of your manuscript.
You can use them on the battlefields while fighting. So portable, so convenient.
Thank you for rolling for insight, Laurie. For anybody who wants to find out more about you and your books, where can they find you?
The easiest place is to go to lacunningham.com. I'm on all social media, or not all social media, but most social media. Different handles on everyone, but Twitter is, I feel, it's still where I'm currently the most active. So you can go to @LAURCUNN.
Perfect. Alex, what about you?
I'm Alex S. Bradshaw on most social medias as well. So, at Alex S. Bradshaw on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. So you can just search for that and I'll probably be there. Frasier, where can people find you and Spotlight Indie?
Well, people can find Spotlight Indie everywhere. So Facebook, X, Instagram, Bluesky, and on the website, spotlightindie.co.uk. People can find me on FrasierArmitage.com and across all socials, Frasier Armitage. So last week, if I was giving you shade, this week I'm giving you the goods. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Thank you for joining us, Laurie. Next time, you're going to help us prove that there's no such thing as a stupid question. So we will see you all next time on Spotlight Indie.
Yeah.
End of part 2. Are you guys all right? Do you need like a break or something? Or
I might grab just a little bit more water, if that's okay. So I'll get up off my slightly rocky sitting thing. So I'll be 2 seconds.
Man, who knew the circus music had such dark origins? You learn something every day, right?
I feel like I vaguely remember that, but it hasn't really come up again.
It's like the thing you talk about all the time. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's great. What is it you're working on at the minute, Laurie?
Still demon potatoes mostly.
Yeah.
Just with like my kid being sick, I'm supposed to be working, or Hades and I are kind of co-writing a comic together. But we've just kind of personal lives. Like we've both had our own chaotic things going on. So soon we'll be doing that again, and then just like the regular editor in chief.
Yeah.
Managing other projects is kind of like the other thing.
Cool. Awesome. I like it. I've done that thing, where you've got so many projects on the go that you got to write in one and you add like 10 words and then your brain wants to write the other one. So you go and do that, but then you only add 10 words and your brain wants to write the next. So I'm not making progress on anything right now. It's ridiculous.
I know people before is like, oh, how do you deal with writer's block? I'm like, well, I work on like multiple projects at once, which is like, I don't necessarily recommend because it's like a great way to never get anything done.
Yeah, I don't have writer's block. I have too many ideas. That's the point. It's like,
yeah.
Cool. You got your water, Alex? Cool. Let's go for part 3. Here we go. Hello and spot. Let me start that again. Yeah. What words are? Right. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Spotlight Indie. I'm your host, Frasier Armitage, part-time robot, full-time nerd, and joining me as co-host is the mighty Alex S. Bradshaw. Alex, are you well?
Yes, I'm feeling well and mighty today, which is good because that's how you describe me. So we're at the same page.
Perfect. Already in sync. That's exactly. Great.
Yeah.
In sync with your mightiness is what we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And joining us is the incredible author and editor-in-chief of ASAP Imagination, is Laurie Cunningham. Hello, Laurie. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Surviving.
You are also mighty, Laurie.
Also mighty. For some reason, that reminds me of, I think it's the night at the museum. It's like, we may be small, but our hearts are mighty. I think that's that movie.
Yeah.
Random reference for you there.
That describes like the plight of all indie creatives. Yeah. It's like, I love it.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. So we are here to